just like that. You just let it roll.
G'day and welcome to episode 227 of Trent365. Today's Monday the 16th of July, and as most of you are starting out your week, I'm just finishing up a week or so here in the Maldives. Tomorrow morning I head back home to KL. Got to tell you, pretty happy to be heading home. And I know the Maldives is paradise and all that, but you know, for me, this week at least it's been work, and pleasurable work, but still work. And one theme that keeps coming back to me everywhere I've gone this trip, I reckon I've stayed in 7 different hotel rooms during 6 or 7 during this week. And there's a theme that keeps coming back to me in each of these places. And it's the theme of form over function. And I'm going to give you a few examples that hit me, and you can then think about how these might apply, this concept of form versus function might apply to your business. The first one was in the shower. All of these hotels had the very cool, sexy, slick mixers for the hot water control, hot and cold water. Single lift up and you turn left or right for hot and cold. Problem was, I didn't know which way was hot and which way was cold. There was no clear indication on the mixer of which was which. And I know you might say that it's always the same way, but it's not. Trust me, I've tried, it's not always the same way. And the problem in a place like this too, the water pressure is not super strong anyway, and it does take a while for the water to heat up. Especially if the pipes are exposed to the sun during the day, it might come out warm. In fact, it's actually cold. So when you lift that mixer up and you think you're going the right direction, you might be after a couple of minutes, turns out that's the cold instead of the hot, or vice versa. Or you might scold yourself, or you might freeze yourself. So from a form perspective, looked fantastic. From a functionality perspective, it kind of fails. Another one of my pet hates is the bathrobes. Hanging up in the closet, and you've got the tie, the wrap around the middle of it, and it's sort of tied and knotted together. You undo that thing and it basically drops on the floor. Why can't it just be thread through the loops, so that, like a belt, you know, so that when you open it, when you open your bathrobe, it stays on there. And then later on, when I use my bathrobe and I undo the bathrobe, if it isn't already fed through the loops, then again, it's going to drop off. They do it because it works for housekeeping on a functional point of view, and it looks nice and neat when you do it that way. From a form perspective, it works great. From a functionality perspective, again, it fails. Third example was with the towel in the bathroom. On the door, the towel rail on the door, the towel in one particular hotel was folded over nice and neatly so that the logo was on display. Great, from a form perspective, looks fantastic. The only problem is, after I finished my shower and went to grab the towel off the rail, I couldn't get it because I'd actually doubled it over such that it was kind of almost, not knotted, but it was doubled over on itself. So I couldn't just lift it and pull it. I had to kind of use 2 hands to undo it to get it out. So once again, from a form perspective, looked fantastic. From a function perspective, it was a fail. So I would encourage you in your business, because a lot of hotels and spas, a lot of these kinds of things apply. I would encourage you to have a look at how you're doing stuff and ask yourself, this looks great, but does it really work from a functionality point of view? Does it work from the guest experience, from the customer experience, from the client experience point of view? Because form is important, no doubt, but I still believe functionality is the key. So when in doubt, please go with function over form. Righto, that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in, and I will be back again tomorrow. See ya.
You can't see in eyes, but we can see in yours. You can't see in eyes, cause eyes is Kingdom Hall.